How's it going, everybody? My name is Looney. Welcome back to another video. Today's video on the channel is going to be about how to get the most FPS in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War in 2021 with some little bit of extra tips to help you guys. So without any further ado, let's get right into it.
I gotta know, bitch, I be looking outside your door. Wait, I gotta go. 24/7 live on the low. Wait, I gotta know.
Alright, so now that we're in the game, the first tip I'm going to show you guys is just basic settings and what your settings should be set at. This is for medium to higher end PCs a little bit. Higher end PCs, you guys won't really need as much tips, but for the medium and like lower end PCs, this would be like the best. So we're just going to start by going from top to bottom. So first, your display mode should be set on full screen. Don't recommend anything other than full screen. Monitor, your main monitor, obviously refresh rate. I can run at 240, so that's what I'm choosing at 240 hertz. Make sure that's set right, and also be able to make sure that your actual monitor on your desktop is set to the refresh rate that is set in here so that they match. So if you have a 60 hertz monitor, it needs to be set at 60 hertz on your desktop as it is in the game. Next, VSync, turn that off. You don't need it. Menu VSync, don't need it. Reflex latency, I just have mine on normal. Render resolution 1920 by 1080p. I don't have a 1440p or 4K monitor, so I don't need that. Display resolution, please just leave these at the regular settings. If you have a 1080p monitor, 1080p aspect ratio, keep it automatic, unless you like playing on different things or you have an ultra wide monitor and you can play on 21:9 or 32:9. Field of view, I have mine at 120. I've tried the other ones like 110 and 115. I don't really like them. ADS field of view, I leave mine unaffected. Pretty much everything is like pretty standard. I have my frame rate limit set at unlimited, and the menu and the minimized game rate frame limit set at 60. No reason to have those higher. Doesn't make any sense. So I do not actually have the HD game textures and models set because they're not downloaded. So I keep most of everything as low as I can go, because honestly, when you're in game, you're not really going to notice a difference. And if you're recording or streaming, there's really not a big difference anyways. Lowest is actually a new mode with the update that you can put it on for your texture quality. I really wouldn't recommend putting on lowest because it probably will look pretty crappy, but with mine on low, I really don't notice a difference between anything. So texture quality low, model quality low, special effects quality on medium, screen space reflection on low, object view distance in medium. I can have this on low, but I found it doesn't really take too much away from your VRAM like at all, so I kept on a medium. Water tessellation disabled. Well, you want water to look good when you're running at 60 frames per second? No. Volumetric lighting, set it low. Shadow quality, set it low. Dynamic shadows disabled. Special effects shadows disabled. Weapon shadow disabled. That's just more on your PC that doesn't need to be. And if you really want shadows, if you want the higher detail quality, you can put them in. If you're doing a montage, I'd probably do that. But for you guys that are just playing, want to get more FPS and, you know, get those little headshots, click them heads, I would leave that off. Ray tracing, everything in ray tracing, disabled. NVIDIA DLSS, everything in this should be disabled. You should not have any of this like set at all. Your anti-aliasing, once you use DLSS, if you have an NVIDIA graphics processor or a GPU, you won't be able to use anti-aliasing. Now going down to your post-processing effects, I have NVIDIA DLSS because I have a RTX 2060, so I keep mine on balance. As you can see on this side of the screen, balance offers both optimized performance and image quality. If you have 2K monitor, 1440p, or you have a 4K monitor, or even an 8K, you can go ahead and use it from these settings. If you have DLSS, I highly recommend using it. Just keep yours on balance if you don't run anything higher than 1080p. If you don't, with any aliasing, I would honestly probably recommend putting it on high, the SMAA T2X. That's if you can run it. If you can't run it, you can just put it at FXAA. That's not really going to change much that I've noticed when I didn't use DLSS, but that's usually what you should put it on. VRAM you should just target. I keep mine on low, so I have mine so that it uses as least as possible so I can get the more frames that I can. Display gamma at computer sRGB, and display adapter, that should be whatever your GPU is. If you have two GPUs, choose the best GPU, you know. And that's pretty much it for the actual settings. So now I'm going to show you guys a little bit of couple extra tips on how to make your game look better visually. Alright, so once you guys are on the main screen, if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, this will work. If you do not have an NVIDIA graphics card, this will not work. I will say it again. If you don't have an NVIDIA graphics card, this will not work. So go ahead and press Alt-Z on your keyboard. It's going to pop up this little menu screen here. You're going to want to click on the Game Filter tab. And I'm going to redo this all with you guys. There's 1, 2, and 3 for styles, okay? Click on style number 1. I already have one set, but I'm going to do this fresh for you guys. Click on Add Filter. go to color. As soon as you have color, your tint color 0%, tint intensity 0%, and your vibrance is what you're gonna want. I have my vibrance on my actual desktop set at 100%. You can actually make it more colorful the more that you turn this up, so you can see that it's getting really vibrant. This is how it's going to make your colors pop in game. You will lose a bit of frames, so if you notice you're dropping too many frames and you don't want to drop that many frames, just go ahead and turn this off, or just turn it back to 0, or if you can keep it at 50, run it at 50. I personally normally run this at around 40 to 50, so that's usually what I keep it at. So yeah, that was just a little extra tip that I was going to show you guys. I will have another video out on how to record and stream Streamlabs OBS or OBS without lagging or dropping any frames, but mostly just put your settings on low for pretty much all of the settings. If your computer is having a lot of trouble boosting you above 60 frames, because if you're on PC and you're not running 60 plus frames, you shouldn't be on PC. You should go back to console, because that's what console does. They run at 60 frames with no problem. That's their hardware. That's what it's built. It's not going to run any more than that unless you have a next gen console. So after getting out of that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll have another video out in a couple days. I do want to say that I will not be uploading throughout the month of September to the beginning of October. I will be gone. So for those of you guys that don't know, I'm in the military, so I have a training rotation coming up called JRTC. So I will be gone for that, and I will be uploading and streaming as soon as I get back from that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go and leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. If you like the editing style of this, let me know how good it was in the comments. Let me know if my camera looks like shit. Next video that I do make that's after my rotation, I will have a new camera. I'll make an unboxing on that as well. All right, hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.